Hello and welcome in our YouTube channel Metallurgical Facts. We are doing question practice of metallurgical engineering for GATE 2021. Okay, so this is part 3 of this video series, and before this part we have already given two parts of this video series. That two part is also very important for practicing purpose. Okay, so if you want to avoid the silly mistakes and want to do practice with the questions for metallurgical engineering part, so go with our playlist Gate Metallurgy and watch all those videos of Gate Metallurgy. Okay, so that will be very beneficial for your examination preparation. Okay, so now we will do part 3. So the first question is the atomic radius of aluminum. Atomic radius of aluminum is 1.431 angstrom. The interplanar spacing of 111 planes in aluminum in angstrom is okay. So this is very simple question, and why I have chosen this question, because in this simple questions people do mistakes. People do silly mistakes during the exam because of exam pressure. Okay, so don't do that silly mistakes for any questions. For difficult question, for the difficult one or the easy one questions, please write down the given data first. Okay, that's why if you will write the given data, so you will while writing this given data, you may find the formula, you may recall the formula which may be used for this type of questions. Okay, so that's why given data is very important. Writing given data is very important in rough work also. So please do the practice in this way to avoid silly mistakes. Okay, so while doing the practice of these numerical type of questions, this is basically NAT, numerical answer type. So while doing this type of questions, please use virtual calculator as much as you can. Okay, so atomic radius is given, that is for aluminum, that is 1.431 angstrom, and they are asking about the interplanar spacing D. Okay, so interplanar spacing D we have to find, and they have given 111 Miller indices. This is basically HKL value. Okay, so by this we can have idea that how we can calculate this D by given this R and this HKL values. So you know this D we can calculate. How we can calculate this D, for calculation of D, we must know the lattice parameter value. So this D is equals to A by under root of H square plus K square plus L square. So please try to do step by step so that you can avoid the silly mistakes. So we have R value and we need A value. So how we can calculate this A from this R? Because they are asking that this is aluminum, and we know the crystal structure of aluminum is FCC, and for FCC we know the relation between A and R, relation between a lattice parameter A and this atomic radius R. Okay, so this is for FCC, this is root 2A is equals to 4R. Okay, so root 2A we have to find, and R value is 1.431. Okay, so from here we can easily calculate this A value, sorry, A value is 4.04 angstrom. Okay, so now we have calculated this A value. Now what we will do, we'll put this A value here in this equation. Then we will put this HKL also. We know the value of H is H, K and L. So H value is 1. So 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. Okay. So this is practice. That's why I am doing step by step. If you will do this in practice session, so you need not to do in this way in exam. You can follow the shortcut routes also. Okay. By avoiding the steps. So 2.33 angstrom is answer. So D value, so D is 2.33 angstrom. But one thing I will tell you, that whenever you are doing numerical type of questions during the practice session, please try to use virtual calculator, because that virtual calculator will surely can give you extra 5 marks in comparison to other aspirants, and you may lose 5 marks also due to use of that calculator. Okay, so using virtual calculator is not that much easy during the examination pressure, because of that examination pressure. Okay, so that's why during the practice session, please be habitual with this virtual calculator. So the next question is, beach marks are commonly observed on the fractured surface of metal after. So they have given four options, that is creep test, fatigue test, impact test and compression test. Okay, so this beach marks is something related to which of the following test they are asking. Okay, so this is very unique a unique type of fractured surface which is happened during the fatigue test. Okay, so fatigue, you know, this fatigue is basically the failure occurring under the dynamic loading. Okay, so this fatigue test is fatigue is basically dynamic loading, you can say the cyclic loading. Under the dynamic loading this fatigue failure occurs. Okay, so we get this microscopic progression marks on the fatigue fracture, that is known as beach marks. Okay, so this is microscopic progression of that fatigue fracture, or this may also find into the stress corrosion cracking. Okay, so if they will give the option in stress corrosion cracking and fatigue test, so you have to choose both in MSQ type of questions. But here they have only given that fatigue test, so that's why this B part is correct. Correct answer for this question. Okay, so B is correct. So the next question is, two systems if two systems P and Q are in thermal equilibrium. Okay, so they are asking about this P and Q are in thermal equilibrium with this third system. You can say this M. Okay, so this is are in equilibrium with this M. So then P and Q will also be in thermal equilibrium with each other. So this is one of the law of thermodynamics. You may heard about the zeroth law. So this is the zeroth law, which is also known as law of equilibrium, or you can say equilibrium principle. So I am telling you the other name of these thermodynamics law. So equilibrium principle, please write down these things. This is very important. So now they have added MSQ type of questions, so they may ask in different ways. Okay, so this zeroth law is also known as the equilibrium principle, and they are asking about this thermal equilibrium in this question. So this, for this question, you can say this zeroth law is correct. Okay, so first law of thermodynamics is, most of you have heard about this. So the first law of thermodynamics is known as conservation of energy principle. Okay, so conservation of energy principle is also known as first law of thermodynamics, conservation of energy. Okay, so about the third law and the second law I'm writing here. The third law is basically known as law of temperature, or you can say the temperature principle. Okay, so this is known as the law of temperature or temperature principle. And the second law, this second law of thermodynamics, basically introduce the entropy concept. So this is known as the law of entropy. Okay, so this is very important name of these, the other name of these thermodynamics laws. Okay, so you can write down these things. This will help you during the MSQ's question. Okay, so first law is known as conservation of energy principle. Third, zeroth law is known as the equilibrium principle. Third law is known as law of temperature, and second law is known as law of entropy. Okay, so for this question, D part is correct. The next question is matching type of question. So this is very important question in GATE exam for GATE metallurgy people. Okay, so in most of the time you will get matching type of question from manufacturing part, or you may find this question from extractive metallurgy part. That's why I am trying to choose matching type of questions from manufacturing part and extractive part, because this is very important part also. And from this matching type of questions, you may learn many type of questions, many other type of questions that will be help you in MSQs or MCQ type of questions. Okay, so for matching type of questions, I have already told you, don't directly go to the options. Okay, before going, please try to make your options so that you may avoid the silly mistakes. Most of the people do silly mistakes in matching type of questions and in NAT type of questions because of that exam pressure. Okay, so you need to avoid that examination pressure by choosing that good test series. Also try to take test series for avoiding those silly mistakes, for having idea of the GATE exam, for having idea about the virtual calculator and all those things. Okay, so the test series is also very important. Okay, so the first one is anode effect. P is anode effect. The second one is formation of scaffolds. Third one is formation of white metal, and the last one is classification. So these are the some phenomena, and these are the some, you may some the process, extraction process related to the extractive metallurgy. Okay, so we need to match these things. So this anode effect, you have heard about this. Anode effect is basically there is a positive and negative impact of this anode effect, and this is related to the aluminum extraction. You have heard about this aluminum extraction. So aluminum extraction is basically happened into the two step, that is Bayer's process, in which we get the pure alumina from the bauxite, and the next one is Hall-Héroult process. This is known as Hall-Héroult electrolysis process. Okay, so this two processes, by utilizing these two processes, we can produce commercial aluminum. Okay, so this for the production of aluminum, we can choose this route, Bayer's process and Hall-Héroult process. So during the aluminum extraction, what happened? The voltage drop, or you can say the growth of voltage on the anode side happened. So that is known as the anode effect. And because of or you can say that drop of voltage between the anode and electrolyte happened, that is known as anode effect. Okay, so that anode effect is basically having some positive effects and also have negative effects. Okay, so the negative impacts are the harmful gas emissions, furnace wall lining damage, okay, and low current efficiency also. So those things are there. Okay, so for anode effect, we can match by aluminum extraction. Okay, so P we can match by 4. So the next thing is formation of escape holds. Okay, so this formation of escape hold is basically this formation of escape hold is basically the irregularities of blast furnace. Okay, so formation of escape holds is basically the irregularities of blast furnace, and this is not desirable. Okay, so this is the problem. Basically this is the problem in blast furnace. Of this scaffold formation, what happens? This scaffold formation take place on the furnace wall, on the blast furnace wall. Okay, so blast furnace wall. So when this scaf formation take place on the furnace wall, this will reduce the diameter, this will decrease the cross sectional area of that blast furnace. Okay, so this is indesirable. And the hanging is also irregularities, which is something related to the scaffolds, and due to this scaffolds hanging takes place. Okay, so this is irregularities, and this is something related to the blast furnace. So Q we can match by 2. Okay, so 2 we matched by 2. So the third one is formation of white metal. So I have already told you about many time about this white metal, so this is very important. So formation of white metal is basically, this white metal is basically known as Cu2s. Okay, so Cu2s is white metal, and this produced during the converting process of copper, converting of copper. So converting of copper may be happened by in two steps, that is slagging, okay, or you can say slag formation, and the other one is metal extraction. Okay, so you can say that formation of blister copper. Okay, so this is the two step by which converting process take place. And during this converting process, after slagging process, we get this Cu2s. After removing all slag, we get some Cu2s remain in this converter. So that Cu2s is known as white metal due to its appearance only. Okay, so due to the appearance it is known as white metal. Okay, so formation of white metal is related to the copper extraction. This is very nice matching. You can learn many type of questions from this matching only. The last one is classification. Classification is basically it comes under the mineral processing part. So classification is basically the sizing process. Okay, so sizing we can do by two process. Okay, one is screening, and other one is classification. Okay, so this is classification of this sizing process may be done by two processes, that is screening and classification. So screening is basically done on the basis of size. Okay, so size of ore and minerals, and you can separate the you can screen the ores on the basis of size. And for classification we need size, shape, and density. So this is basically the principle. On the basis of density difference or size difference and shape difference, we can do the classification process, and this classification process is done by many of the equipment that is known as a hydraulic classifier. There may be a classifier used for this hydrocyclone is this classification process. So hydraulic classifier or cyclones, there are many type of cyclones used for this classification process. Okay, so this classification is related to this hydrocyclone. Okay, so this S we can match by 3. So we have code now 4213. So we can cut the option which is starting from other than 4. So B we crossed, D we can cross, A is 4, so P is 4, but Q is 1. Okay, so this is also wrong answer. So C option is correct, 4213, and our code is 4213. So now you know about this anode effect, formation of scaffold, formation of white metal, and classification. This is very important matching. You can note these things in your notebook. Okay. So the next question is, for FCC unit cell, the ratio of number of the tetrahedral whites, that number of tetrahedral whites. This is very important, number of tetrahedral whites and number of atoms. So sometimes people get confused by the number of tetrahedral whites and the by the number of octahedral whites. So in this question, I will introduce one concept for remembering the this number of tetrahedral whites and number of octahedral whites. Okay, so they are asking the ratio of number of tetrahedral whites. The question is number of tetrahedral whites means TV by number of atoms. Okay, so this is very simple question. We will do in last. First we will see the concept, what is the concept for remembering the number of whites. Okay, so I will advise you, I will suggest you, if you have any other concept for remembering this number of tetrahedral whites and octahedral whites for FCC and BCC, so don't utilize this concept. If you don't have, please use this concept for remembering. Okay, because exam pressure is very much during the gate exam. So so sometimes you may forget the basic concepts. So for remembering those concepts, you may use the concepts, you may use the tricks. Okay, so this is the trick what I am going to tell you here. Okay, so first see what is the terms I am using, then see how you can use this for your memory, for remembering. Okay, so this is the concept. OA 642 BF है. Okay, so this is OA, this is BF है. So how you can read OA 642 BF है? You can write like this. Only if you will write like this, only you will get the correct number of whites, tetrahedral whites, and number of octahedral whites. Okay, so I am making the chart here. So this is octahedral whites, this is number of octahedral whites, this is number of tetrahedral whites. Okay, so you can say this is number of tetrahedral whites and this is number of octahedral whites. Okay, so first is FCC and the next one is BCC. Okay, so this OI means octahedral whites. This is we are talking in numbers. This is 642, this is number. So octahedral whites, O means octahedral whites, this B means BCC, this F means FCC. Okay, and ignore this H. Okay, just for remembering, OA 642 BF hai. That's why I'm telling you this. Okay, so this octahedral whites, you can find these numbers. How? This octahedral whites OA 642. So 6 is for BCC, means in BCC octahedral whites are 6. Okay, so you can write down here that number of octahedral whites in BCC is 6. Okay, and the next thing is OA 4 FCC, means this OA means octahedral whites, number of octahedral whites 4 in FCC. Okay, so number of octahedral whites in 4 in FCC. So you can remember these things by writing in this way, OA 642 BFM. So now you get the number of octahedral whites in FCC and BCC. Now how to calculate the number of tetrahedral whites? So number of tetrahedral whites you can calculate by multiplying by 2. So 2 multiplied by number of octahedral whites. There is no concept, just for remembering purpose I am telling you. Okay, so this is trick for learning. So number of tetrahedral white is equals to 2 multiplied by number of octahedral white. So for FCC, this is number of octahedral white is 4, and if we will multiply it by 2, you will get 8. So number of tetrahedral white for FCC is 8, and number of tetrahydride for BCC is, if you will multiply it by this number of octahydride by 2, so you will get number of tetrahydrides. So this is 12. So now what you get, for FCC number of octahydride is 4, and for FCC number of tetrahydride is 8. For BCC number of octahydride is 6, and number of tetrahydride is 12. Okay, so now you get the concept. This is the concept, this is the trick you can remember by this. If you have any other concept, please don't use this concept. Okay, so this is the concept OH642BF hai. Please write down these things like this only, otherwise you may do the mistake. So this O means octahedral, this B means BCC, this F means FCC, and above this B I have written 6, above this F I have written 4. Avoid this 2 and H. Okay, just for concept I have written. Okay, so this B means BCC, this F means FCC. So now you can remember this number of tetrahydride. Just write down on the rough paper and you may find any octahedral or number of tetrahydride in FCC and BCC. So here in this question they are asking for FCC unit cell, the ratio of number of tetrahydride to the number of atoms. So now you know this, for FCC structure number of tetrahydride are 8. Okay, so I am writing here, we have to find number of tetrahydride. So 8 by, this is number of atoms. For FCC, how you can calculate this number of atoms? For FCC number of atoms you may calculate by 8 at corners, 1 by 8 by sharing, so 6 multiplied by 1 by 2, so this is 4. So if you will divide by this by 4, 8 by 4, so you will get 2:1. So 2:1 is correct answer for this question. So A part is correct. Okay, so this is the concept you may remember. If you find any mistake in this concept, please try to contact with us on Instagram page. Okay, thank you guys for your attention. Hope you have learned something new in this video. I will try to add more and more parts in this video series if I will get the positive feedback of this video series in comment section. Also you may send us the questions you want in this video by us, so I will try to include those questions in this video series. And subscribe our channel and press bell icon to get notifications. Thank you.